there's some part of them that lusts for that treasure. They want to pile up stuff, even if it's okay, just a few more gold coins, or maybe I'm going to get that magic sword or the magic ring, and for that very purpose, that's why I don't have a problem fighting Adios. I mean, yes, you have to worry about their disease and whatnot, but there's always that chance that a DM is decided to throw you guys a bone, and in that treasure, or in that pile of trash, is a nice piece of treasure that's designed for a specific character. And those are the best rewards, when it's like, all right, you finally found that thing that your character is looking for, that thing that's designed specifically for you.
When you're just Stuart and you're fumbling through the White Dragon's
treasure,
and there just happens to be a scimitar in there.
That's a classic example. I would have gone with the the orc who found this weird candlestick looking thing that happened to turn into a double-bladed lightsaber, since he was a orc who fought with a double sword.
Yeah, I love the brilliant descriptor from 3rd edition for magic items. That was one of my favorites.
And basically, turns it into a lightsaber. And it was like, this the only reason we took it was because it was made out of gold. And it took the DM, Dave, a while to work in, well, where can I find, or where can I put something that's a magical double-bladed sword for, for Ted's character, because it's not a widely used item, so it wouldn't be just all over the place. So I didn't get the +1 and the +2, type of scenario that we all expected. So it wasn't until, much later in the game that, we came upon this thing. I don't know whether we had a magic user or just he didn't use magic all that often, but we had like 3 sessions that we had this candlestick looking thing in our possession that we finally got it looked at. And the guy's like, and my face just lit up.
You're like, why didn't I figure this out 3 sessions ago?
And that's another thing about Dungeon Crawl. It's the perfect place for putting those
odds and ends
and character-driven items in there as rewards for your players who have made odd choices or have finally deserved some greater piece, something that's something that they're going to look at and they're going to be like, dude, and they're going to tell the story. And I think that's really cool.
That's the end of the dungeon crawl, is getting that big reward, and that's amazing. But I love planning the dungeon crawl. I will sit there with graph paper and make maps that go on for, this table and more, and spend hours planning this really amazing encounter for my players. And that's a joy for me. Not just playing it, but the actual planning of it.
The drawing the map and making the weird shapes, and I totally get that.
Totally do that. And to set up the scenario to make it fun for them. I want to give them, you come in the door, left or right, which way are you going to go? And there's something interesting down each path. And have it be multiple layers, or maybe the floor gives out and they're on the next level down, or there's steps that go down. So now they're on a different level.
The falling through is actually the best way, because then they've lost all orientation.
Yeah.
They're just somewhere, and they can't. There's no retracing your steps.
And death traps, they make so much more sense in a dungeon crawl.
Oh yeah.
So you can really give the rogue his chance to shine. Or not, as the case may
As
be.
the dice go.
But either way, it's usually a good time.
Oops, dice.
Do you have a favorite monster for putting in your dungeons?
It depends on the dungeon setting. If we're in a tomb, give me a mummy. All right. If we're in a cave, give me something that lurks in the darkness. So it really depends on the setting. But I love to have traps. I love to have physical traps. I love to have mental traps where they've got to figure out, maybe there's something on the wall that they got to figure out. You press here, press there, press this, and then the secret door opens.
I got to touch on this one.
All right.
Because I like talking to DMs and see how they handle different situations. You've got a group of players.
Yep.
They've been running through the dungeon for a while. It's late. And for one reason or another, the pizza guy took too long to deliver the food. A player showed up late, so you got a late start. But your players are tired, and they've now